it's affected. That hurt has affected what I think of myself and what I think of my mom and what others think about me. And I know my friends and other people that are close to me tell me, Nick, you're not. And, I don't know if I tell them, sometimes I do, but I'm like, you're not the one I want to hear that from. I need to hear that from my mom.
So that hurts affected you, but as you kind of got older, it kind of caused some other things to happen, like affected you a little differently. Why don't you kind of talk a little bit about that?
As I got older, like I realized that like I was saying before, my mom was always there for me. As I got getting older, I'm realizing that my mom's not always gonna be there. And now I definitely don't. No, I was like, I don't feel like she was gonna be there anymore because I wouldn't want her to. But just because she hurt me, but.
Like what were some of the things that maybe you started to do because what was the hurt that was going on? What were some of the actions that kind of came out of that hurt?
Through my hurt, I was striving to help others in their hurt.
Before that, I guess that. What were some of the things before you really started going to church and getting involved here? What were some of the things you were doing?
Okay. Getting caught up with like rebellious acts, like just sitting with whoever or just by myself, thinking about ways I could just, I don't know, get something that makes me happy. And for some reason at that time it was stealing. I would go and just think of many different ways to steal whatever I wanted and get whatever I wanted. Do essentially whatever. And eventually I got caught, and luckily the person knew me and was nice enough to kind of let me off with a warning. And then that opened my eyes a little bit to like, okay, you're not finding anything good in that.
So you didn't grow up in the church, really? Like you didn't.
Not really.
You didn't really go.
I knew about it. That's about
Right.
it.
So what first brought you to church?
Well, what first brought me to church was we had a family counselor, and our counselor had said to my family that we need to do something as a family, and they had mentioned a list of things, and then they had mentioned church. My mom was like, okay, so we tried out a bunch of different churches. We tried out the River, and we tried out here, and we had a couple other ones, but those are the main ones. And started going here, and I didn't really care for it, but I was just like, this is fun. And I watched my brother really, like, I guess you could say, catch a liking to it. And before, I never really looked up to my brother, looked at my brother like in a way like, I'm gonna look up to him. I always looked up to my sister, and that's why I essentially fell into rebellious habits or acts.
And so you started coming here. You started getting involved. You started really kind of enjoying being at church. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Maybe. Okay. Good. That's good. So kind of as that kind of grew, as your relationship with God grew, how did that change who you were? How did that change who you think maybe if you didn't ever come to church? How do you think that changed who you would have been?
How?
Well, there's kind of two different questions there. So like, how do you think having a relationship with God and being involved in church, where do you think you would have been had you not ever come to church?
If I hadn't come to church, I'd probably, to tell you the truth, I wouldn't be here. Like, I wouldn't want to.
What's that?
Because it'd just be, and my mom would be yelling at me, doing whatever, calling me stupid, just getting in an argument with me, and then eventually just get to the point where she's so mad. It's hard to say, like, when someone's angry, they say some things that they might regret saying, or they might not fully mean, but deep down they still mean it in some amount of way. And my mom has told me many of times, I was going to abort you, and I wish I did. And before I was a Christian, I would have just thought about that. I would have just been like, okay, well, why didn't I just take everybody else out of their misery?
So you would say that not kind of, but God has become like your hope, in spite of kind of all this kind of hurt and stuff that's going on.
God has, with my path with God, God has shown me that I have a plan. Because if God didn't have a plan for me, then I would have been born. My mom would have just, if God didn't have a plan, then I wouldn't be here. God does have a plan for me. Still seeking that plan.
Now, so you kind of have this hurt that you've kind of grown up with, right? And then you kind of came to church, and you still struggle through things and whatever. Like, why don't you tell, because I think sometimes our view of becoming a Christian is life just becomes all sunflowers and roses and whatever. Like, it just becomes all, like, easy, happy, whatever. Like, why don't you share with the group kind of, like, what are some of the hurt and stuff in your life? Like, what's kind of going on now, like, present day?
Well, present day, with hurt-wise and, like, school and stuff, it's still essentially the same. But, yeah, since I've matured, I've come to more realizations of how to handle certain things. And what the church and, like, this church environment and God does for me is it's not like, okay, now rainbows, flowers, and stuff like that, It's basically like just a safe place, like, you're gonna go through hurt, but you need a safe place. And this church and God is my safe place. And
why don't you share? You had a couple verses you wanted to share that kind of help you kind of get through sometimes when life's getting a little tough.
I'm going to share this one verse, and I'm going to decide a little bit later if I'm going to show you. Okay, this is Psalms 34:18. You guys probably have heard it. The Lord is close to the brokenhearted and saves those who are crushed in spirit. What that essentially means to me is when you're sitting there or just whatever, and you just feel broken, and you feel like nothing can help you. God says right there, God is close to the brokenhearted. God is there to just pick up all your pieces, hold you, and just wrap you in his arms, and just tell you it's all going to be okay. Just stick. Stick through it. Keep trusting me. Keep going towards me. Know that I love you. And
So you would say then that you've been through all these kind of different things that have gone on, and that's not even talking about all the crazy stuff that happened to you at birth, which you can leave that story for another time to tell. But you you guys have all probably seen a shark bite. It's crazy.
If you want to know what that is from, is actually because my dad did drugs while he was getting my mom pregnant.
So it's just led to all sorts of other issues in your life. But through all that, I mean, you basically, because of your relationship with God, that's kind of changed your perspective on it. Because of that, you've kind of found a sense of hope and a sense of purpose and a sense of reason for getting through it. And I mean, so if you could, just imagine that, you're trying to speak to anybody and they're hurt and they're going through right now. Like, what would you want them to know?
I would want you to know that throughout all my hurt, the only thing that has ever made me feel better is this environment. Like the people here, that you can just like feel like they actually care. You walk in the door and you're just like, wow, like this place is different. Like I feel accepted, I feel loved, I feel cared for. And they don't even know your name yet. And that's exactly what this environment is. That's what it is. And I would just encourage you to talk to somebody, get it out, and let them walk you through it. You can't do it alone.
Cool. Well, thank you, Nick. Can we all? You get kind of nervous, though.
Yep.
Yep. It's kind of happens.
I forgot to share
Okay.
one more thing that really, really hurt me, but I had matured and ended up forgiving. My dad had accused me of molesting my two little brothers, two little stepbrothers. And that just hurt me really bad because the fact that he would listen to, his new wife over his son. And after that, I did not talk to my dad for probably like over 2 years, probably almost 3 years. And I finally just forgave him actually just this last Mother's Day. It's kind of weird. I forgave my dad on Mother's Day. But that is one thing that really hurt. Because I just couldn't believe the fact that my dad would actually think that I would do something.
All right, now